Hi, I'm uh, Hi, I'm Nahx'Ryene and welcome to my channel. Firstly, let me address a few things about myself. I've already done a take where I've been able to get it all out, so hopefully my anxiety doesn't get the better of me and my voice doesn't drop as much. Um, Basically, through my childhood and up through till now, I've gone through many traumatic experiences where it has played an integral role on my mental health. My I suffer with quite a few things, and if I was to list them, it will sound like I'm trying to make claim to being something, and it's no, I'm not about that. I'm not after pity, I'm not after anything, but I may address a couple of them as we progress through this video. Where do I begin? Well, for a long time, I've gone through emotional neglect from someone that is supposed to be there as a parent figure, but though they haven't apologized for everything, and they need to be able to take responsibility for their actions. Because of this, they've always made me feel like I should be able to fend for myself and never ask for help from anyone, that when I do, I feel I don't get listened to, pushed to one side, shoved under the rug, shelved, and no one should ever feel like that. One example I can use will be the council and helping people with housing, especially those that are considered vulnerable, but in their eyes, because may not tick the right boxes or they tick the wrong boxes, as in to say they're capable of looking after themselves, is wrong. I'm considered capable because, as far as they're aware, I can do it all by myself. Yet again, it's the impression I can give because it's what I've been made to do since I was a kid. It's not a pleasant feeling at all, and no one should ever have to go through it. If you ask for help, if you ask for assistance, yes, they need to consider whether or not you're telling the truth, but they cannot assume for once that you have no mental health issue. I have codependency addiction as well as nicotine addiction, which both for me was helping me deal with my anxiety. My anxiety can become extremely crippling, that when something gets too much, it elevates my blood pressure to the point that I end up passing out. I've done so on the bus several times, and it's not good. It comes across like fatigue, but I can tell the difference. I can feel the difference in my head and in my body. If I'm falling asleep, my body doesn't ache when I wake up. If it's anxiety induced, yeah, I'm aching all over. My anxiety also produces high levels of sweating, and trust me, it's disgusting, especially after you've had a shower. It makes you think, okay, well, why did I shower in the first place? There are times my anxiety gets the better of me that I can barely get myself out of bed. I don't even put any bit of makeup on. I just end up lounging, and I don't like doing that. I even neglect the exercise I put in that I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't even like that feeling. Sorry about my bunged up nose. I do suffer with hay fever, so just bear with the congestion. I have to. You can deal with it. Um, but you just People just need to learn to understand that not everything is as apparent as black and white as people think it is. There is always a load of grey area, and that's the area that needs to be considered. I'm not the only one. There are going to be others like me that will look like they can cope, that they are capable, but they need to also take into consideration, is that a mask? Look at the superheroes of our comic books. Look at the superheroes of our movies and TV shows. The ones that wear the masks, say Batman, Spider Man, Superman, even. They all have a mask to hide their true strength. Superman wears a mask when he's acting like a normal person, a bit like some of us. Then there are those that wear the mask to show who they really are, which in a sense is also me when I put my makeup on. My makeup helps define who I am. It makes me feel more womanly. It makes me feel more me. Batman, Bruce Wayne. Who is the real person? Who is the mask? In my perspective, Batman is the real person, the person that actually wants to help people, the person that wants to protect, to have everything in order. Whereas Bruce Wayne is the mask, this fun loving, party going philanthropist, just to hide the true nature of his darkness, his sorrow, his depression. Whereas when he dons the mask, he gets to wear his depression as not just an armor, but as a symbol of hope that anyone can break through the darkness. And I think I digressed. Sorry, my love for comic books. I'm an artist as well, so you kind of like understand the concept of their context to a finer detail that you can put yourself in. But if I was to go back to the subject on hand, but it's all still, it's actually technically, it still is on subject. But if we go back a couple of topics, where was I? Council and housing, yeah, the number of homeless people. How did they become homeless? A lot of them are not homeless through their own hand or through their own fault. Sometimes it's because of mental disability, physical disability, possibly. Some of it being induced by the council not helping them, or knowing that the system is being cheated by those that obviously are taking, that don't even give back at all, and don't really need it. I don't understand it myself. My, uh, I'm I'm struggling financially. I'm struggling big time, and because of my mental health, my workplace and I have agreed to cut back on my hours, which will also help financially for my travel, in hopes that I can at least afford to eat better. I am living off of tins, and that plays a part of my mental health because I like to express myself by the way I eat. I'm a healthy eater. I love my salads. I love cooking everything from scratch, not from a tin. High sodium content, guys. Hey, back to the homeless. Homeless people end up having to find ways of coping, and that could either be through drugs, sex, alcohol, or a combination of all of. And I personally have gone down that path. I've been homeless 3 different times. The last time I was homeless, I became dependent on drugs to keep me happy, to keep me warm. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed myself. I really did. I became such a party animal. And that, oh, trust me, party animal me has not gone away. I could still party, I just will not be drinking anymore because I want to be clean. I don't want to feel like I've never always been a heavy drinker. I used to be anti drugs, but that all changed since I opened my eyes more. So yeah, you don't want the homeless people then going down the darker path from being on all of that, where they end up killing themselves. Again, I know exactly how that feels. I have been down there, I've taken many attempts. It's one of the reasons I admitted myself to hospital to try and stop those thoughts. Okay, they did it, they gave me coping mechanisms, little projects to do by myself. Go figure. What did I say before about my childhood growing up? I've explained all of this to them, but apparently I should be able to do it all by myself because it looks like I can cope. Because I've refused to take antidepressants because I have seen what antidepressants can do to people with them becoming dependent on them, addicted to them, and I fear that I will. And if I do, again, I can see myself going spiraling back down. And if I wouldn't want that on anyone else, why would I want that on myself? I would rather, and I do find speaking with people or speaking to someone on my level that is understanding and doesn't talk down to me more therapeutic. It helps me think. Leave me by myself to my own thoughts. I start overthinking. I start worrying. Then the paranoia sets in. I have low esteem. Okay, yes, my social media may show differently, but no. I like to be part of a community, a part of a team, because throughout my life, people think I want to claim this, that, and the other. And all I want is to be able to give and give. I never want to take. I hate taking, but I've had to learn to sometimes take for myself just so I can get by, so I can think about my health, my well being. And then it plays more on my mental health. And again, I will still say, I know I'm not the only one out there that thinks like this. If you or someone you know is suffering something similar, speak out, speak up. Do not stay quiet. There are more concerns in this world that needs to be addressed, and this is one of them. The system needs to change. Everything needs to change. We need to be more vocal about what is going on in our hearts and in our heads. And we need to be able to give to a community that is willing to always also give back. Don't just assume that you should be able to take because no one is entitled to anything except help. Everyone is entitled to help, but you're not entitled to take. Always take that into consideration. The more you take, the more you leave for everyone else. No, take that back. The more you take, the less you leave for everyone else. Oh, getting ahead of myself now. Sorry, but this video has taken so many takes because it felt like I wasn't conveying the message I wanted to get across. I have always been an advocate for mental health and mental well-being, and there are a few out there that are advocating for me, and I appreciate so much. My manager being one of them. I have a housing support worker who is a very integral part of my process at the moment. I also have a mental health team that helps me with my mental stability. I suffer with emotional personality disorder, where when I can become, I do become emotionally unstable, that I become erratic, and my paranoia goes into overdrive, and I start hurting people that I never intend to hurt. And half the time, I'm unaware that I'm doing it, and ever since I've found myself, I've become happier and everyone has been seeing it in me, and I don't want to lose that, not to some fool who thinks they know better than to help someone because they believe that that person should be able to easily do it by themselves. Those that can do it by themselves are not doing it by themselves. If you are someone that struggle doing things for yourself, be it getting a house, be it getting yourself up and washed in the morning, speak up, tell someone, Trust me, I need to practice what I preach. But I'm getting there. I am getting there. There are a few people I can talk to, and they're the ones I trust. If I do not have a rapport with someone, then they're not going to know. So, all I ask, think about your fellow person, fellow kin, brethren. Think about those that you are not close to, and do not assume all is well because you're having a bad day. They're probably having a day 10 times worse than you, and they're probably just taking it out on you. Be thoughtful of each other, be true to yourself, and stay great. Today is a great day because you are in it. I am Nahx'Ryene. Welcome to my channel.